Well, yeah, that is exactly what we are on planet Earth for. I mean, many others might have different goals and ambitions or reasons to believe that they're here. Right. Originally or at birth, only yesterday. Yeah, no, we shouldn't have survived a lot of that, huh? And somehow we did. It's a miracle to us. So, our reason for living is to help the victims and children that are silenced and put into submission and ignored by nasty fucking people. So hopefully the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine do what they can do to help our children. We're dead mothers speaking from the great beyond. We sure hope so. It's not a joke. A lot of investigators and scouters and people over the years, journalists, so many different things. And we've had parents come from out of state telling us how they were scared because people were trying to get them involved with getting the Karen or the non vaxxer, the Hicks, the white supremacists, the racists. Over the years, it's cycled since the 90s when I was a kid. Back in the 90s, the racist stuff was pretty popular. Yeah, Mike Johnson can probably tell you all about that. He's pretty well versed on the trafficking lines from here down to Florida. You're going right through, the Bible Belt area and stuff like that. Right, because if you start in Maine and you start heading south, you go through Massachusetts and Salem's Lot, and you can get into the Wicca and all that history. Fun stuff. Keep traveling south, you hit the Bible Belt area. This is so stupid to so many of us and how it gets ignored and people just clink clink and move along to different areas where it's okay and accepted. They're not going to fall for that there. Some do. I know they get some people going. Don't let them tell you you're not a woman. Don't let them tell you God doesn't exist. Don't let them tell you. Shut the fuck up. It's so stupid. Yeah, these punks are fucking our kids while these people play their games over the years. So hopefully the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help them. They have been beaten and tortured. Do you understand that? Okay, we know what we witnessed, and that same person who has custody of my children, him and his sick fucking mother are two of the most abusive people I've ever met in my life. Sick, evil. When you talk about maniacal and people doing evil shit to others, human beings, it fucking blows your mind what these fucking sickos are getting away with in our community. Right. Well, when you have all these activists and investigators who appreciate those kind of sickos that come in, it really helps them. If you haven't noticed, sickos and abusive people like that coming into these situations really help the investigators and the scouters and the exactly. It's journalists, whatever you're doing, keeping an eye on stuff. Whatever, there's a lot of different reasons you might be in on this situation over the years. So 2016, we got the attention of a lot of activist groups because we were beyond fucking pissed by that point, traumatized, and we were being very nice. We didn't swear or raise our tone until 2019, and people who know us know that and are actually shocked when they hear us raise our voice and get angry. Yeah, actually, people had to get used to it around here, didn't they? It was strange. They had to learn that we're in class and we're acting. It's real too, isn't it, though? Right, and then for people to play games with that when we have children here and they're fucking playing these games, it's really sad and scary to us. A lot of people have talked about that, and just like our bodies and guns and cell phones, they don't teach you proper use, capabilities, how people might abuse it or use it against you, how to protect yourself. None of that existed. It was just either get rid of it. Remember, they were trying to get rid of the guns, get the cell phones out of the schools, get the boys in the girls' locker room. It's so stupid. It's mind numbing. And I'm not sure how anybody, including you mainstream news people, are catering to those fucking childish undertones connected to religious sex. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? My name's Mary. We're in Augusta, Maine at the Governor Hill Mansion. And And I have 4 children here, and my youngest 2 are in the hands of sick, murderous fucking pedophiles. Yeah, they beat up a little kid in the tub back in 20. And once they start checking these records and they see these facts and how the stuff that we've been ignored and how they've cast it off as crazy conspiracy theorists, it's just basic mentionings of the concerns with vaccines. Right? I know you start to mention just capabilities and technology. Don't y'all remember when body cams came into play? Right. I mean, if I mention the implants, oh my God, she thinks Elon Musk put a chip in her head. I'm like, oh, okay. You people are fucking crazy. And when the state workers were trying to promote that stuff, back with the Elon Musk stuff and the electric cars and going to Mars, insane. Right. And when you see it's all business stuff, the solar companies, electric companies. Yeah, I mean, you can play into it or not. As you can see, most citizens don't really. Yeah, it's mostly just the people in politics that make a scene, and then the mainstream news people play into it. And when that's what they're talking about, yeah, most people just don't even watch the news anymore, do they? Some do. It cycles, right? Yeah, it gets fucking old. So, any of you people who are reporting journalists who like to report and help people, I know, bending over backwards. It depends if there's a story there. I mean, it could be a 99-year-old woman, a baby, a middle-aged person. They don't care. What if there's a story there? Does it have attention? Right. And for some of the stories, it gives them more profit and footage, material, good material, if they ignore it. Because they have the snap situations. Right. And I mean, if you can't do anything about it, all you can do is keep an eye on it, right? And someone's bound to snap when you have punks fucking little children and they're ignoring those things. And when you see what we've been dealing with over the years and how they managed to cast off concerns with the vaccines, devices, and chemicals, same concerns the private investigator had in 2009. He mentioned the Mayan trafficking line because of these drug traffickers and people that have been putting us in danger since we were kids. And he ended up shooting himself. And how people managed to pass that off as conspiracy psychosis, talking about Mayan curses, okay? And what we've been dealing with here with our children and you sick fucking pieces of shit, I'd pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. And the proper authorities need to do what they can to help those children. The implants are interesting, huh? You see what they're doing with that, right? Do you think that just happened overnight? Do you think there was no experimental phase? I know, because rich people get them implanted all the time for whatever cosmetic reasons. Right. No, they've actually done it because you know the electromagnetic therapy you can do on the surface of your skin? Right. And they used to pay thousands of dollars to go in and have those treatments done. And then they made the $20 Meridian pen you could use yourself. Now, some people don't want to even do that. So they can get implants, electrodes and stuff that will stimulate certain nerve pathways. Right, so they can do this to help with anti-aging. Some have had them implanted because it gives them a orgasm. You just push the button, it gives you an orgasm. Right, so some in class are saying, yep, crazy conspiracy theorists. Yeah, no, it's true, actually, look it up. One girl had an issue with it, and she couldn't stop, and she became addicted to her orgasm button. I think she had to get counseling. Poor thing. I know, it's not their fault, you know. Poor abused children. You know, it's become popular over the years to rescue the abused ones. We don't have enough abused children. Hey, Mikey, they don't have enough abused children. Can we get them a few rescue dogs? Right, so anyways, if you don't think that stuff was being experimented, like way back, like in the 90s, people were signing up to do those experimental phases and got paid pretty well. Yeah, some didn't have to go to jail. In nonviolent crimes, you know, it's not like they were letting mass murderers do those kind of things. But yeah, if you don't think that was being experimented on, and well tried out. What are they, tested, tried, and approved before these rich people are buying it for wrinkles, orgasms, and communication. Yeah, so did you get the stealth one? What a loser. So they have stealth ones? Right. Well, I mean, technically there are ways to detect it to the very, very well known to do in the know. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Am I selling it or am I making them like, oh, no way? Because right now they're either getting a lot of sales or people are like, yeah, maybe not. I wouldn't get it if I were you. It short circuits all the time. What a fuck stick. No, do you think that that just happened overnight? They didn't experiment with it? You think rich people are just going to do it and then they want to see the test subjects, right? How do you do that? Well, we got to get some trackers and analyzers out there. Yeah, they're just keeping an eye on you because of the COVID. You know, people, you're schizo. People are concerned. You know. Have you figured anything out yet? So, regardless of whatever's happening with the implants or COVID, or whether you think you're a fucking man or a woman, or you're standing up for sovereign rights or pro lifer, shut the fuck up. My name is Mary. I'm at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, and I have 4 children here. My youngest two are in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. Yeah, you know, I've seen kidnappings where months, you know, they keep people in comas. And if people smarten up and play fucking ball, they pop up somewhere. Sometimes. It depends. They don't always make it, you know. Especially those older people with conditions. You know, the younger people have conditions now too, huh? Dying of heart attacks left and right, myocarditis. Beautiful. Right. So, any other questions, comments, concerns, suggestions as to how we can help our children without breaking the law? Yeah, obviously there was some sarcastic undertones in there. I mean, if you're an aware person, you probably caught it. If you're a psycho who's just trying to dig up dirt on people and prove people to be crazy for whatever political, personal, or profitable reason. Oh my God, you hear it? It's gonna burn the place down. It said Carrie. Shut the fuck up, you fucking psychos. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. And 1, 2, 3, you businesses, sell your shit and get the fuck out. Or give them away and run. That's what I would do if I were you with what you've been doing around here, you nasty fucking people. All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you. We're going to go make a coffee. All right, you're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.